Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Liza Spirit and today I'm recording this video talking about my experience of being sober for almost 3 years. Why almost 3 years? Because I don't remember the exact days, the exact time. The exact day when was the last time I consumed alcohol. And in this video I'm gonna share my story, why I decided to quit, why I decided to stop drinking alcohol, was it hard for me or not, and what are the pros and cons of not drinking right now, what I've been experiencing for the past 3 years. And right now is 7 a.m. I'm in a beautiful seawall in downtown Vancouver. So you may hear different noises of nature, different animals, of people walking the dogs, of helicopters, of waterfalls, anything like this. Just be aware of this, that I'm outside recording this video for you. And let's start talking about this story and why I decided to do it. And what was the process? Was it hard to quit? Have I ever thought about going back to drinking? What, as I said, pros and cons of not drinking. So why am I saying this, that I don't know the exact day? Because usually, majority of cases, when people start or stop smoking, or let's say drinking, they start counting, like that's how many days I'm sober, that's how many days I didn't smoke, or like all of those things. And for me, I didn't really have it, and I don't actually remember when was the last exact day. And I think in fall 2020, I already started transitioning to stop and quit drinking. And that's why I don't remember when was the exact day, because I was already in this state, I was already in this mindset that I want to stop, and I already started taking actions. And I remember I was invited to a dinner with my friends and they offered me, but I didn't actually drink anything. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I should consider it that I actually drank on that day or not, or should I, what day should I take? But we'll take it as fall 2020 as the start day. So that's why it's been almost 3 years. And the first thought came to me probably half a year before. And in general, if we're talking about alcohol consumption, me and alcohol consumption, I never had problems with alcohol. I never was like super drunk that I passed out and blacked out. I never had any situations of myself being drunk and doing some random stuff. So it never happened to me. And every time I would go to a party, I remember in 2017, I went to China to study. We would go to a club and I would, I don't know, take some shots, and I was fine. I remember I had a friend with me and he was looking at me. I was like, why are you still okay? Why are you not drunk yet? I was like, I don't know. So I was always aware of my alcohol consumption. I was always aware when to stop, when should I maybe don't take any more shots or anything like this. But for me, in order to pass out, I had to drink a lot. I don't know how much, because I've never got to this stage, but I would have to drink a lot. So that's why I never actually truly enjoyed alcohol. I've never enjoyed drinking alcohol. And that was in 2020 when I started thinking, okay, if I'm not actually enjoying it, why do I do it? If I don't like how it tastes, so why am I not quitting it then? And I started thinking about all of the factors that why I struggled quitting drinking. First is the society. Social pressure and peer pressure was a huge point for me, and also the cultural thing, because I feel like I grew up in an environment where drinking alcohol, like, you know, you're going to a dinner, you have to drink alcohol, you have to drink wine or anything else. So I grew up in an environment where culturally it was good thing to do. That's how you're supposed to have a dinner. That's how you're supposed to spend your night. If you go out, you have to drink something. Maybe not like a lot, but you drink. So it was a cultural point and social point. So if you socialize, if you go somewhere, you kind of have to drink to socialize with people. I will tell more about that later on about this point. And of course, peer pressure. Every time I tried to stop drinking, I would feel the peer pressure. I would feel like I would go out for dinner and I don't want to order any alcohol. And I had a friend and she would look at me like, okay, if you're not ordering, I'm not going to order as well. Are you sure you don't want? So I would feel guilty. I felt so much guilt that I don't want to drink alcohol. I felt so much guilt that I'm not actually drinking with her right now. So I would still order something because I was like, okay, a person is looking at me, that's my fault, and I felt bad about it. And then later on I started changing this part. I started saying to all my friends, okay, if I don't drink, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't drink. I'm not judging anyone, I'm not pushing anyone to not drink. I've never done that and I'm not planning to do that. So if you don't want to drink, don't drink. It's your choice. I don't want to drink, that's my choice. Please respect it as well, because there is a lot of pressure from society coming like, no, drink, like, you know, cheering you up, you have to drink. If you go to a party, they'll start saying like, oh, maybe just a little bit, nothing's gonna happen, like just drink it. So I feel like this point was a huge for me, like cultural and peer pressure. That's what I struggled with when I started quitting. So when you start quitting, doing, I don't know, smoking or drinking, just forget about the society. Think about yourself only, why you do that. And if they force you, it's their problem. If they don't drink because of you, it's their problem. And you just don't push anybody, and I'm not pushing anybody. And right now, I don't have anybody around my circle who would ever actually push me to drink. I feel like I have people in my circle who are so respectful about my decision. People who, even if I don't drink, if they want to drink, they do what they want to do. They're not looking at myself and make me feel guilty for not drinking with them. And I feel like also in my social circle, I do have people who are actually not just respecting of the decision in general, or just respecting this way of me not drinking at all. I feel that it actually even helps because you look different in front of the eyes of other people, more respected and more, like, I don't know, strong, having a strong will that you can do that. And why? So that was kind of the problems I had, which stopped me from quitting maybe even earlier. So peer pressure, social aspect, and cultural aspect, that's kind of, you had to do that in order to socialize, and that's how it's supposed to be. That's what I struggled. So we talk about the reasons, the actual reasons why I decided to stop drinking. So it wasn't just one reason, there were multiple reasons for me to do it. And first of all, the first one, I already talked about it, is that I realized that I don't like it. And I started asking myself and questioning myself, why do I do that? Why do I consume it? Why do I put this poison inside of me if I don't like it? If I don't enjoy it, and I truly don't like it, I don't like how it tastes, anything. Different types of alcohol, I don't know, hard liquor, also drinking different wines, champagnes, dry, white, red, rosé, anything. I don't like it. I don't enjoy the taste of it. I just never got it, and I tried different ones, and I never truly enjoyed drinking any alcohol. Maybe if it was something so sweet, like a cocktail, yeah, but because it was sweet and cocktail, not because there was an alcohol inside of it. So the first point, I didn't like it. I realized that I don't enjoy drinking alcohol, and I started questioning myself, why then would I do it? The second point was when I started focusing on the spiritual path. That's when I met my spiritual teacher. And she never pushed me, never pushed me, and never told me about what I'm supposed to do. But we're talking about diets, how different types of food, they affect our body, the sugar, the animal products, dairy products, and also the alcohol. And from the spiritual perspective, not from the housewives perspective, but from the spiritual perspective. And of course, alcohol, it blocks, and I will actually tell you later about it, about my experience. And alcohol blocks your spiritual growth. When you drink, you are lost. We're not talking about any spirituality when we're in a drunk state. We're not talking about any connection with the God. We're not talking about any connection with your spirit, with the divine, in the universe, and whatever you believe in. And I saw that I want to be more connected, first of all, with myself. I want to be able to listen to my inner voice and have a clear inner voice. And I want to have a deeper connection with the God, with the universe, with the angels, with somebody who is guiding me, who is helping me actually, and listening to my intuition. Because when you drink alcohol, everything is getting blocked. So that was the second point. And the third point, of course, is the health aspect. So not drinking, it's definitely better and beneficial for your health. And especially in my family, I do have a history of people and family members being addicted to alcohol and actually going through the rehabs and treatments of alcohol. And I know and I've seen how alcohol destroyed their lives, how alcohol destroyed relationships with people, destroyed their health as well, completely having lots of health issues and health problems in their young ages because they were very heavy drinkers from early ages. So of course the third aspect is the health aspect. So if we combine all of these three things and I feel like that's why for the past 3 years of me not drinking, I never thought about quitting. I never had a single thought that I want to drink right now. I never had a problem with resisting to drink. I attended different weddings of my friends, New Year parties, birthday celebrations, my own birthday celebrations, and I never, for the past 3 years, even had a thought that I want to drink. That maybe a little bit of champagne, or if I would go through a stress or hard times, I had some people around me saying, maybe you want to drink a little bit to cool yourself down with all the stress you're dealing with. Or like, no, I don't want it. Or if maybe there were some big celebrations and achievements in my life and people like, do you want to go celebrate and drink something? Maybe you deserve a drink. I was like, no, maybe I deserve a drink, but I don't want to have this drink. So that's why I feel like because of these three main factors why I stopped drinking, like I had such a strong intention inside of me why I'm not doing it. That's why I've never actually thought of going back or drinking a little bit. No, never. And I feel like that's the main point. If you, for example, are planning to stop drinking or become sober or quitting any bad habits, I feel like first of all you got to start with yourself, your inner motivation why you want to stop doing this, because that's what will push you forward, that's what will help you no matter what, no matter of the different outside factors, no matter if you have pressure from the society, from your friends and family, from anybody else. You will still stay truthful to yourself, and you will not want to go back. You will not want to drink a little bit or smoke a little bit. So I feel like that's my main advice probably for everyone who is trying to quit anything, any bad habits, is come up with a very strong intention inside of you and reasoning and your inner motivation why you don't do that. And after 3 years, let's talk about pros and cons of being sober. If there are any cons of being sober. So pros Of course, yes, after 3 years, remember the second point about the spiritual aspect and connection with the God, with angels, I do feel the difference. I do feel that I'm more connected with the God. I can hear him. I can see different tips and signs and advice and guidance on my way. I definitely feel more connected with myself. I feel like I hear my inside voice. I hear my inner self. That's who I am. So the spiritual aspect is definitely there. If that's one of your focuses, you can try it and give it a try. I don't know, taking 1 month without drinking, and you will feel the difference. You will feel the difference, how you feel inside with your thoughts, with your mind. You have a more sharp mind, that's for sure. And of course, the connection with something above, you feel it as well. The pro is, of course, the health aspect. Every time I go to do different checkups or something and they ask me like, oh, what is your alcohol consumption? It's like, no alcohol consumption for the past 3 years. I feel also even proud of myself, and I feel like I'm reducing any health associated risks when it comes to drinking alcohol. So that's definitely the way how I feel related to health. Pros, I would say it's also like, I feel like everything is about listening to yourself, feeling more happy, that you actually don't need alcohol to have fun. I feel like, sometimes when we go to a party and we drink to feel better, maybe we're so shy and we drink just to let it go and express ourselves and dance and have fun. And I realized that I don't need that. So every time I go out, I don't need to drink anything to have fun, to dance, to express myself. So I feel like that's also another point which helped me a lot in this journey, is to learn how to express myself, not feeling shy, not feeling closed in myself. I started taking dance classes more to feel that way. So I feel more comfortable around others and in big settings. And pro, it's always fun to be the only one the only one in a party who is not drinking. So next morning you remember everything. They don't remember anything. I remember there was a bachelor party of my friend, and it was me and another person who were not drinking. So next morning we could remember everything, whatever they did. They didn't remember anything, so we would share some stories. And also in parties, because everyone, when they're getting drunk, they want to talk, they want to discuss their lives, whatever's happening with them, some problems, and they come to me because I'm the only person who is not drunk. And people usually come to me to talk and discuss their lives, matters, relationship problems, or anything like this. And next day, they probably don't remember anything, but I remember anything. So it's always interesting to observe people when you have such a sharp and clear mind in different party, and next morning you don't struggle, you don't have any hangover, you're ready to wake up at 6 a.m. and, for example, go and record this YouTube video because you didn't drink last night. So you're always ready to go and you always feel good. That's also the health aspect which I talked about. So the older you get, the more effects you started seeing in your body after drinking and consuming alcohol. And if we talk about cons, social aspect, I feel like that's the only con I can actually talk about is the social aspect. Because sometimes if you want to go to a bar, to a lounge, what people do there, they drink and nobody actually invites you because they know you don't drink. But a lot of networking, a lot of business events, they're happening in all of those settings, and you kind of sometimes missing out of them because you don't drink. And also in different countries, there are different, of course, cultures, different traditions, but there are some places where if you don't drink, they don't do any business with you. If you sign any negotiations, agreements, you have to drink with people to talk about life, to talk about business, so they can trust you and you can build better connections with them. So I feel like the social networking and business aspect, it's there. maybe if it's not relevant for some people, maybe it's not that evident, but I do feel like that could be a disadvantage when you don't drink. You're getting affected and excluded from some of the events and networking events and collaborations. But I feel like we're slowly moving to a stage where not drinking is cool. It used to be the other way around. I remember when I was a teenager, I actually saw that drinking is cool and that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like that's one of the aspects also why I struggled quitting, because I wanted to look cool. When you're a teenager, you drink, you go to party because it's cool. So right now, I feel like we're shifting to the state where not drinking, it is cool. You are cool if you don't drink, and people started showing more respect towards this and less people are pushing you. Maybe it's my circle, I don't know, but I feel like since I've been sober for 3 years, I've seen this tendency on how is it changing around me, around different cultures, because I live in Canada, but my background is Eastern Europe. So I do feel that. And of course, if I go back to the place where I was born, to Russia, and if you say that you don't drink, it's tricky. Not a lot of people understand you, not a lot of people accept you. And so people don't want to hang out with you if you don't drink. But it's their problem. We're not gonna make it as our problem. We will be with people who respect this decision and respect this choice, and they will feel even proud of you for not drinking. So I feel like in general, having the support around you, the support system, the people around you, the friends who are understanding, the friends who are not actually pushing you and who are not forcing you to drink, that's very important when it comes to quitting. My partner, he drinks alcohol, but we never buy alcohol at home because I don't drink and he's not gonna drink by himself. So if we go out to a different party, he may have some drinks, but again, I'm not pushing anybody. Like I always say, don't look at me that I don't drink. You are responsible for your own decisions and choices, and you can make your own decisions and choices, and I respect all of this. But always, if we go out, my partner, even if he drinks, he will tell everyone that I don't drink, and he feels so proud of me for not drinking for almost 3 years. He tells it everyone. So I feel like having the support system like this of people around you who are actually proud of you, it helps you not even willing and wanting to drink anymore, because you have people who are proud of you, who are supporting your choice and decision, and you feel like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing everything good for myself, for my health, and for my well-being. So that was kind of my story of being sober for almost 3 years. If we summarize it, what are the pros and cons? Pros, of course, the health, the spiritual aspects, connection with yourself, listening more to yourself, and as I said, health aspect. Cons, social aspects, networking and business. I do feel it sometimes. And of course, I decided to stop drinking because of the health, because of the spirituality, because I didn't like it, and I didn't like all this pressure coming my way. So we'll see. I hope it's gonna be like this for many more years. And I've been through a lot of different cases and situations in my life, through a lot of stress in my life, through different events in my life, and I never wanted even to touch alcohol. I never wanted to go and drink. I always feel like that's a way to run away from all your problems, run away from your true self, run away from who you are, and run away from reality. And I don't want to run away from the reality. I want to acknowledge everything. I want to feel everything, and that's the way it is. I don't want to mask it somehow by alcohol, by drinking. And I feel like that's what also helped me a lot. Never wanting to try it or even drink a little bit or a small glass of champagne or anything like this to celebrate. No, And yeah, that's how it's been. It's been almost a year journey. And let me know in the comments, maybe you are trying to quit drinking, maybe you've been sober like me for several years. What are your thoughts about it? Share in the comments, share your stories. I will be happy to read and know more about you. Maybe you've been struggling, so we can talk and discuss it as well in the comments. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for requesting to record this video. I'm always so happy to share my journey, my thoughts and reasonings behind some of my actions. Let me know what type of videos you want me to record more. I will record more of this type of lounge style videos. I already recorded the first one, which was about me, who is Liza Spirit. If you haven't watched it, if you haven't checked it out, please have a look, watch it. And if you have any questions about me, about my background, whatever I do, different activities, feel free to ask me. So I will record this type of videos twice a month. And I will change a little bit, as I told you before, I will change a little bit the format of my channel, introducing these videos more rather than a lot of heavy educational material. But thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, anything to say, share them below under this video. Thank you and have a lovely rest of your day.